Brighton and Hove Albion 3, Tottenham 2. Welcome into Top of the Perch. I'm your host, as always, Nick Burt. Oh my gosh. I don't even know where I want to start with this. This team quit. Absolutely 100%. This team quit on that field today, and it is absolutely shameless what they did. Just absolutely unbelievable. But also, can't really say I'm shocked anymore. This happens just so constantly, especially in the last game before an international break. This team just loves a good collapse, and that's just exactly what we got today. So coming into this match, 5-game win streak, all competitions. Things seem to be turning around since that loss to Woolwich at the end of at the beginning of this group of games after the last international break. Things seem to be getting turned around. You got to win against Coventry in the Carabao. You moved on in that. You got to win against Brentford in the league, whatever. Karabakh and Ferencváros, both in the Europa League. And then, of course, you have the big win last weekend at Old Trafford. You can go into an international break, nice, easy win against Brighton and Hove Albion, and we'll be all smooth sailing. Vibes will be high. People will be looking forward to this team coming back in a few weeks. Instead, we get this, whatever this was, absolutely disgusting. It's so shameful. It really is. Timo Werner still cannot shoot a ball on target to save his life. It is so annoying that, the fact that this is what we're down to, he's our only winger right now, is absolute insanity. It puts my head on Mars that we're even at this point. He can't finish. He literally cannot finish the ball at any point whatsoever when the moments get bright. Absolutely insane. On the positive side, we did have Brennan Johnson score 6 goals in 6 games to put Tottenham up 1-0 in the 23rd minute. Now, yes, incredible. He's in the form of his life right now. Of course, now we're going on international break. It all falls apart from here. But hey, we got the lead. We were very much in control of this game to start off. And, it seemed like this would be continuing for a lot of the rest of this game. 37th minute, Timo Werner actually does something, a very good assist to James Maddison, who puts it in the back of the net to make it 2-0 for Tottenham. And, things are feeling good. We're up 2-0. We're looking good. We're not playing the best, but we're still up. We can probably control this game from here on out, maybe get another, and then we're good. So we go into the half. Let's take a look at these stats for the half. Tottenham, like I said, up 2-0. So theoretically, we should be in control of this game. I mean, you look at the possession. Tottenham had 57% of the possession in the half. They had one more shot, but they had more shots on target than Brighton did. Passes, expected goals, Tottenham dominating all these numbers. And, the numbers aren't like completely saying like Tottenham should have had more than a 2-goal lead here. 2 goals was very much enough with the way, Brighton was defending. But it still gives us some good hope that, we're in a good position. All of that completely wiped away coming out of the half when this team just decided to quit. There's no other term to put it. They quit on this game. You start off 48th minute. Just an absolutely baffling defensive mistake by both. It was Romero, Van de Ven, and Udogie. all on there. Udogie gets most of it though. I mean, his deflection sets it up in a brilliant position. I have no idea why he's trying to touch that ball and not trying to mark his man, but he plays it in a brilliant position. Brighton, I should say, get a goal back. They are now down 2-1. Yeah, this is just absolutely disgusting from here on out. Because once they conceded that first goal, this crowd got back into the game, and Tottenham just looked like they had no idea what they were doing. This has become a common mistake. Every time Udogie makes like a critical error, he just immediately shuts off. And that does not help because that usually leads to a second and third error that usually leads to another goal or two. Well, guess what happened? 58th minute. I mean, it was brilliant build-up play by Brighton. I got to give it to them. Brilliant build-up play. Goes to Udogie's end. He cooks himself once again, and it is now 2-2 with just over half an hour to play. Tottenham have looked dead the whole second half. Brighton look reinvigorated. I'm laughing through it all because, of course, this is happening. And the third goal was inevitable. It honestly was. With the way Tottenham always are, the third goal was inevitable because it's just, it is what it is. I can't say I'm surprised. This team, like I said, completely shut off and didn't want to do anything. Now, here's the thing here. We're getting into the 60th minute. These guys look gassed out here. They're quit. They're gassed. They're dead out there. H. Postecoglou's just standing there, hands crossed. Not a sub to be made. Nowhere to be found. Absolutely insane that we had 0 subs until the 79th minute today. 79th minute. We made subs with 11 minutes left in this game. We saw a 2-0 lead go down to a 3-2 deficit within a 15-minute period. We made zero subs whatsoever. Absolutely mind-boggling that we just stood there and watched it happen. You could have taken off Udogie. We needed some pressure in the midfield to bring on, Bissouma or Assar because Bentancur was absolutely cooked in this second half. You could have brought in Dragusin for either Romero or Van de Ven, who both also looked cooked. I know you don't have many attacking options, but you got to get Timo Werner off whenever you can. And like I said, all this just keeps coming up, and it's going to eventually lead to a third. And guess what? In the 66th minute, Danny Welbeck heads the ball away into the back of the net. He was wide open, and it's 3-2 Brighton. And my head is on Jupiter at this point. You got to laugh through it all because that 100% felt like it was going to happen after that first goal. It was inevitable after the second goal. And here we are with the third goal. And it's just, we're going to stand here like, what's going on? We don't know what we're doing. Come on, guys. Come on. Be more mentally tough. How we gave up this game is just absolutely mind-boggling. And again, this back line was atrocious today. The whole second half, they were shut off. 3 terrible goals, truly, to be let in. And Tottenham get 0 points from this game on a day where all, the rivals ahead of them are getting a point. They're not picking up 3 points. This is time to make up, deficits in the table. And no, you go out there and you crap the bed, and it's 3-2 not in your favor, and you're not going to come away with any points in this game because you had barely any attacking opportunities in the second half. Absolutely insane. And I already mentioned it, but the fact we didn't make a sub until the 79th minute, absolutely insane. I don't know how you don't make a change within this time frame when you've seen your team come out of the locker room up 2-0, go down 3-2 within a 15-minute time span. I don't know how you don't make changes. Absolutely insane. You can take a look at the stats for the whole game. I mean, it really doesn't tell much different of a story than the first half does, except that Brighton dominated this second half. They absolutely dominated the second half because Tottenham let them, and Tottenham absolutely quit on this game. It is absolutely insane how we ended up in this position today. It's mind-boggling that this happens, more than once. There are no words to put it under because this just seems to happen all the time. You can bring in whatever manager you want. This seems to be in the DNA of Tottenham. You can't alter DNA, and this just seems to be in it. It is absolutely insane that we are in this position after that first half talking about a 3-2 loss at the Amex against Brighton. Absolutely insane. Let's move on to the player ratings. It's not going to get any more fun from here, but let's get through it. Timo Werner, like I said, he had an assist on the day, but you have to get him off at the first opportunity you can. Here in 7.1, and most of that score was because of the assist. Dominic Solanke, he had the good assist on the first goal to Johnson. He's definitely getting in playmaking opportunities. It just seems like Tottenham players can't find the ball to him. It's absolutely insane that we have this good of a player, and it just seems like we can't get to the ball to him. Here in 7.5, Brennan Johnson, the Tottenham man of the match today. He has the goal to make it 6-6. Like I said, he's in the form of his life right now. It's absolutely insane what he's doing. James Maddison had the second goal of the game to put Tottenham up 2-0. I thought he had a okay game in the midfield here in 7.5. Rodrigo Bentancur, like I said, he looked absolutely cooked even coming out of that locker room into the second half. The fact he didn't get subbed off until the 79th minute, absolutely insane. That is a prime opportunity when you bring on somebody like a Basuma to put in that position. But no, we just stand there and let Bentancur just get absolutely cooked and get worse and worse in the midfield. Kulusevski earned 7.1. I mean, he had an okay day. It wasn't the best, but far was from the worst. Destiny Udogie, my gosh, that was an awful, awful second half performance. All three goals can somewhat be attributed to a mistake he made. This goes towards the whole back line too. I'm not just singling him out because Van de Ven was there on the second. I believe Romero was there on the first and third. Just putrid defending. Absolutely putrid defending by all of them mostly. Because Porro, he was out there. He truly wasn't doing much today, which, by default, that makes him the best player on this back line today, which shouldn't be the way you become the best player on this back line. You could see Brighton knew that Udogie, as soon as that first mistake came on the first goal, he was absolutely going to be cooked the rest of this game. The fact he was out there for all 90 minutes, insane when we have Jed Spence on the bench. I can't believe we did not see him today. Oh my gosh. The head is on Mars. Van de Ven, Romero kind of went through them. And with Porro, Vicario, he was put in a bad position by the men in front of him, but there were some plays that he could have at least tried to do something more. Here in a 5-8. Sarr and Basuma barely get a grade here. They both earned 6 1s because there wasn't much to grade on with the 11 minutes of game time played. And then Mikey Moore gets subbed on in the 85th minute. A player, I think, coming off his first, start for Tottenham on Thursday. Probably could have started again today and made more of a difference than Timo Werner did. But hey, here we are. Postecoglou, doing his thing. He's at the wheel. Whatever. It is what it is. Postecoglou, he gets a 5 today. The fact there were no subs made until the 79th minute, absolutely insane. This game was calling out for it. And I know he said in the post-match, he left it like that because he's, testing the players for that mental stability or whatever he said, something along those lines. At some point, you have to make the change and realize they are not being mentally stable right now. And they are just absolutely dead out there on the field. I don't know how you don't make a change in that situation. I get you want to stick to your tactics, but at some point, you got to get on your high horse and say, hey, we got to make a change here. We just went down. It's absolutely insane. We ended up in this position today. So, yeah, there are better ways to go into an international break, but kind of also feels like the international break is needed once again, just as it was in September. Here we are, headed into the international break. Tottenham off to their worst start since the 2008-9 season, I believe the stat was. I mean, it is what it is anymore. Yeah, coming back from the international break, it's at home against West Ham. I'm sure we'll find a way to lose that one because we did the last few times. So really excited for that one. So thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Top the Perch. If you just stumble across this video, click like, click subscribe, because there's going to be a lot more rants coming down the road with the way Tottenham are playing right now. So you better jump on for the ride because it only gets worse from here probably. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, click like, subscribe, all that stuff. If you enjoy college football, check out the Merrifield Sportsbook show here on the Nick Bird Sports Network. Every Friday morning it comes out for that college football weekend, so make sure you check that out. We will see you again in a few weeks back from international break for another episode of Top of the Perch.